Hello students, welcome to my online class. In this lecture, I will explain the definition of linear combination, linear span, finite dimensional vector space, linearly dependent vectors and linearly independent vectors. So first we will see the definition of a linear combination. So if V is a vector space over a field F and if v1, v2, vn are the vectors in V, then any element of the form alpha 1 into v1 plus alpha 2 into v2 plus so on up to plus alpha n vn, where the alpha i's belongs to the field F, then this element is a linear combination over the field F of the vectors v1, v2, vn. For example, we consider the set V, which consists of elements of the type n tuples, where each component is in the field F, be a vector space over a field F, then the linear combination of elements E1, E2, En. Here E1 is an element is an n tuple whose first component is 1, whereas all components are 0. E2 is an n tuple whose second component is 1 and all other components are 0. Similarly, for En, the nth component is 1, whereas all the components are 0. Then the linear combination of these vectors E1, E2, En is given by this summation alpha 1 E1 plus alpha 2 E2 plus so on plus alpha n En. Here E1 is n tuple whose first component is 1, rest components are 0. So if we multiply E1 by alpha 1, then we will get an n tuple whose first component is alpha 1 and rest components are 0. Similarly, for alpha 2 E2, we will get an n tuple whose second component is alpha 2 and all other components are 0. So similarly, here in alpha n En, we will get n tuple whose nth component is alpha n and rest components are 0. And if we add these alpha i's into ei's, then we will get an n tuple whose first component is alpha 1, second component is alpha 2 and nth component is alpha n. Here each alpha I is a scalar. Next, we have the definition for linear span. If S is a non-empty subset of the vector space V, then the linear span of S, which is denoted by the notation L of S, is the set of all linear combinations of finite sets of elements of S. For example, we consider same set and this set forms a vector space over the field F, and we consider a set S whose elements are E1, E2, En, then linear span of S will be alpha 1 E1 plus alpha 2 E2 plus so on plus alpha n En. That is nothing but summation of alpha I into Ei, where alpha is running from 1 to n. Next, we have lemma whose statement is prove that L of S is a subspace of V. So we know that S is a non-empty set So S is a non-empty set. That is why L of S will be a non-empty set. So we consider two elements V and W in the linear span of S. And by the definition of linear span of S, V and W will be linear combinations of some vectors in the set S. So V will be linear combination of S1, S2, Sn. W will be linear combination of T1, T2, Tn, where these lambdas and mu's both are scalars in the field F, and Si, Ti are all in the set S. Now we choose two arbitrary scalars alpha and beta in the field F. Then alpha V plus beta W equals to alpha as it is, and instead of V we substitute lambda 1 S1 plus lambda 2 S2 plus so on up to lambda n Sn, plus beta as it is. Instead of W we put mu 1 T1 mu plus mu 2 T2 plus so on up to mu n Tn. Now by using eighth property of definition of vector space, which states that alpha into in bracket beta into V equals to in bracket alpha into beta bracket close into V. So by using eighth property of definition of a vector space, we get that alpha into lambda 1 bracket close into S1 plus alpha into lambda 2 bracket close plus S2 plus so on plus in bracket alpha into lambda n bracket close into Sn plus in bracket beta into mu 1 bracket close into T1 plus in bracket beta into mu 2 bracket close into T2 plus so on plus in bracket beta into mu n bracket close into Tn. As we know that S1, S2, Sn, T1, T2, Tn all are elements of the set S, and alpha, beta, mu1, mu2, mu-n, lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n all are scalars. So that means this is a linear span of the vectors in the set S. That means this element belongs to L of S. Since this element belongs to L of S, alpha into V plus beta into W also belongs to L of S. So by the definition of subspace, we conclude that L of S is a subspace of V. Next we have second lemma. The statement of the lemma is, if S and T are subsets of the vector space V, then if S is subset of T implies that linear span of S is subset of linear span of T. Second condition states that linear span of S union T equals to linear span of S plus linear span of T. And third condition states that linear span of S equals to linear span of S. So we will prove this lemma. So consider we are given S is a subset of T. We consider V is an element in linear span of S. Then this implies that there exist vectors V1, V2, Vn in the set S, and alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n be the scalars in the field F, such that V can be written as linear combination of V1, V2, Vn. Here V1, V2, Vn are elements in the set S, and as we are given S is subset of T, V1, V2, Vn are also elements in the set T. That means this is linear combination of elements in the set T That means V also belongs to linear span of T. So we have taken V from the set L of S, and we have shown that V belongs to L of T. That means L of S is a subset of L of T. Second condition, we choose V an arbitrary element in linear span of S union T. Then by the definition of linear span, there exist vectors v1, v2, vn in S union T, and alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n be scalars in field F such that V can be written as linear combination of v1, v2, vn. Here v1, v2, vn belongs to the set S union T. That means some elements are in set S, some elements are in set T, and there will be some elements which are both in S union T. So V is a linear combination of v1, v2, vn. So we write it in the summation form, and since some vectors are in S, some vectors are in T, and some are in both sets, we write this summation equals to summation of alpha j vj plus summation of alpha k vk. Here vj's are in the set S, vk's are in the set T. So thus we get that V belongs to linear span of S plus linear span of T. So we have chosen V to be an arbitrary element in the linear span of S union T, and we have shown that V belongs to linear span of S plus linear span of T. That means linear span of S union T is subset of linear span of S plus linear span of T. Now we consider V to be an arbitrary element in linear span of S plus linear span of T. Then this implies that V can be written as sum of two vectors U and W, where U belongs to linear span of S and W belongs to linear span of T. So this gives us V equals to summation of alpha I Vj plus summation of alpha k Vk, because since U belongs to L of S, U can be written as linear combination of some vectors in the set S, and this W can be written as linear combination of some vectors in the set T, and each alpha I, alpha k are scalars. So this gives us V to be summation of alpha I Vi, where I is running from 1 to n, and where each Vi is in the set S union T. So thus we get that V is an element in the set linear span of S union T. So from this we have taken V to be arbitrary element in linear span of S plus linear span of T, and we have shown that V belongs to linear span of S union T. That means linear span of S plus linear span of T is subset of linear span of S union T. So from 1 and 2 we conclude that linear span of S plus linear span of T is equals to linear span of S union T. Third condition, since linear span of S is a subspace of V, we get that linear span of S. Here this linear span of S is nothing but V. So linear span of V will be V and linear span of S will be V. Next we have the definition for finite dimensional vector space. So a vector space V is said to be finite dimensional vector space over the field F if there is a finite subset S in V such that V is a linear span of S. So for example, we consider a vector space V which consists of n tuples, and here each component belongs to the field F, be a vector space over the field F, and we consider a set S whose elements are E1, E2, En. Then we have linear span of S to be alpha 1 E1 plus alpha 2 E2 plus so on plus alpha n V En, and this is nothing but the vector space V. That means every element in the vector space V can be written as linear combination of E1, E2, En. Next, we have definition for linearly dependent vectors. So consider V is a vector space, and if V1, V2, Vn are the vectors in the vector space V, we say that these vectors V1, V2, Vn are linearly dependent over the field F if there exist elements lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n in the field F. Not all of them are 0. That means at least one of them must be non-zero, such that lambda 1 V1 plus lambda 2 V2 plus so on plus lambda n Vn equals to 0. For example, we consider vector space, same vector space over the field F, and consider vectors V whose first component is 2 and rest components are 0, E1, E2, En. Then these vectors are linearly dependent because if we take their linear combination equals to 0. For example, we multiply V1, this vector V by half, E1 by minus 1 and E2, En all by 0, then we get this half into V equals to n tuple whose first component is 1 and other components are 0, plus we multiply E1 by minus E1, so we will get an n tuple whose first component is minus 1 and other components are 0, and since we are multiplying E2, E3 so on up to En by 0, so their product will be 0 vector. Now we add these vectors component wise, so we will get an n tuple whose first component will be 1 minus 1 and other components 0, and as we know that 1 minus 1 is 0, so the resulting vector will be 0. So we have written the linear combination of these vectors V, E1, E2, En equals to 0, and here some scalars are non-zero. That means these vectors are linearly dependent. Next, we have definition for linearly independent vectors. So we say vectors V1, V2, Vn in the vector space V are not linearly dependent, are linearly independent if they are not linearly dependent over the field F. For example, we consider the vector space V which consists of elements n tuples where each component is in the field F, be a vector space over a field F, and consider vectors E1, E2, En. So these vectors are linearly independent because if we write linear combination of these vectors alpha 1 E1 plus alpha 2 E2 plus so on plus alpha n En, then this will be equals to n tuple alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha n, and this n tuple will be equals to 0 tuple 0 whose every component is 0 if and only if alpha 1 equals to 0, alpha 2 equals to 0, alpha n equals to 0. That means here we are getting every scalar to be 0. That means e1, e2, en are linearly independent vectors. In next lecture we will prove some lemma and theorems. Thank you.